Hi guys, and welcome back to another Skapi tutorial. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to use Skapi and also OpenAI API to create your own image recognition website. So here we can see that you can choose the artist you want. You can then define a prompt. In this case, let's make something simple, just bunny. And it's going to then generate the image according to the artist that you chose. You can also change, let's say now you want Picasso. If you put the same prompt and send, you can see also your prompt with a Picasso art style. So without further ado, let's start. First thing you're going to need is your OpenAI API key. So to do that, you can come here into platform.openai.com. If you come into your account and use your API keys, you can then create a new key. Let's copy this key and let's go into Skapi. I assume you already have a Skapi account, so you can create a new service. Let's call it image generator. Choose trial mode, and then you can come here into client secret key, and we are going to store our key here. Let's call it OpenAI, and let's store our key and save. Now, every time we need to use this key inside our code, we don't need to put the key itself. We can just use this name and a Skapi method, and we can safely add it to our code. We are going to need two files, index.html and a styles.css. I'm going to be sharing the styles.css in the comments since we won't be focusing on CSS in this video. So to start, let's just click exclamation, enter, and we already have our head and our body. And in the body, let's add a div, and let's give it the ID of container. Let's create a label so the person can choose which artist they want. So the label is going to just say choose your artist style, and let's then create a select so we can put different artists. In this case, let's give the ID of artist and let's give some options. So let's have Van Gogh, and we can copy and give some other options. So let's put Salvador Dali, also Frida Kahlo, and the last one, let's put Picasso. We finish and select, and after we are going to create another div, which the ID is going to be image container. When we generate the image, we will put it inside this div. And the last thing, we are going to create a form, and in this form we are going to run a function which is going to make us create this new image. So inside the form, let's just put a new input. The type is going to be text. The ID is going to be description. So here is going to be where the user is going to put the prompt. And the placeholder is going to be describe your image. So here the user can put a prompt, and when they send, let's put another input, which the type is going to be submit, and the value is going to be send. Let's also give an ID of send. And here, when this form is submitted, we are going to perform the function to generate the image. So let's just create this function called generate image. This function is not created yet, so let's open a script tag and let's just create this function, generate image, and after a while we'll perform something here, but not yet. Let's just see how everything looks now. I'm using VS Code and I'm using this extension called Live Server. So I'll just click with my left and open with Live Server. If you don't have this extension, you can just download it. So you can see here, you can choose your style, your artist style, and you can describe your image. However, there are two things that we didn't do yet. First one is we need to import our Skapi method. So we go into our service, into get it started, and we are going to copy here our keys. And I also imported the CSS using link, and the href is going to be the file that we save, styles.css. So when we save, we can see here that it's already prettier since we are using the CSS that I'm going to provide you guys in the descriptions. And we are also using Skapi. We can know that by clicking left into spec. If we go into console, here's Skapi. Okay, great. Now we just need to code the JavaScript part. So inside the function generates image, the first thing we are going to do is every time the user sends a form, the page, it reloads. We don't want that to happen, so we are going to use event.prevent default, so the page won't start every time the user sends the form again and again, because if they want to change the artist, we don't want them to restart the page. We just want to generate a new image with this new artist style. And we are going to let image container, and let's get this div by doing document.getElementById, and the div is going to be image container. This is the ID of the div. And for now, what we are going to do is that inside this image container, we are going to change the inner HTML, and we are going to put loading. So if there is no image there, it's just going to show the word loading. You can see now, if you say bunny and you click send, it appears loading. Okay, after that, we are going to get two elements. First one, we are going to get the description, so we know what is the prompt, what is the image that the user wants to create. We do that by using document.getElementById and description. We are going to do the same with artist, because we want to know which artist style the user wants, so we get that by document.getElementById artist. Now that we have the artist and the description, we can then use the OpenAI, and with Dolly, we are going to generate this image. We don't want to put our secret keys from OpenAI inside our code, so we are going to use a Skapi method, so we can use the key that we already saved in Skapi dashboard. So we're going to use the method called Skapi.clientSecretRequest, in which we are first going to put the client secret name, and this is the name that you saved inside the dashboard. Remember, I saved it as OpenAI, so I'm going to put it OpenAI, but it can be anything that you save. We're going to put the URL, and this you're going to learn by going to the OpenAI documentation, but I already have the URL here, so this is the URL. You can just copy, or you can also go into the description, and the code is going to be there. The method is going to be post, and we need to give some headers. First is the content type. There is going to be application/JSON, and the authorization. Here is where you're supposed to put your key. However, here is where you're supposed to put your key, but we don't want to put our key here because it's not safe, so we use $client secret, and using this, Skapi is going to replace this part with your secret key that you saved on your dashboard. The last thing we need to define is the data. So we are going to give the prompt, and the prompt is going to be just give me this painting with the artist style. So we can do $description. So whatever the prompt of the user, in $again, artist style. You can be free to change the prompt to whatever you like. We are going to give one image, and we are going to define the size as well. That's going to be 256 by 256, and all of this you can change if you want to. Then, when we finish this method, what we are going to do is that we are going to get a response. And for now, let's just console log the response. You can see that if you choose Salvador Dali, and let's say you want a bunny, send. This may take a while, but you can see here that we console log the response. Here you can see inside the data there is a URL. So this URL is the image that the OpenAI created for us. So we want to get this image and put it here. We are going to do that by changing the inner HTML of the image container. So we can do image container.inner HTML. It's going to be equal. We are going to create an image tag. So it's going to be img, and the source is going to be then the URL that it provides to us. So the source is going to be $, and inside the response, inside the first data, we are going to get a URL. So we are going to have an image, and just in case, let's create a catch in case there is any error. So if we get an error, we are just going to alert this error. Also remember to be careful here with your image source. And here, and in description and artist, remember to get the value of what the user is inputting. So if we save, let's put the cat and dog, and let's choose the artist maybe Frida Kahlo. If we send, we have then a cat and a dog in Frida Kahlo's style. You can play with it, you can choose different artist styles, you can choose different prompts, and use our Skapi to build your amazing website. See you guys next time!